All right. What up, world? Welcome to Infantry Mindset, where we don't make excuses, we just do it. Hope everyone's having a blessed day here in the great state of Texas. Man, God is great. God is great. Life is great. Really enjoying this communication, building a family with you guys. For those that don't know, Infantry Mindset, it's a thought process. You do whatever it takes to complete the mission. Doesn't matter what it is in life. Today we're going to take a look at. I found this content creator, Snooge, I think is his name, Snewj, and I thought it was really interesting because apparently he's in California. He went around and talked to millionaires and asked them basically, what they did to be successful in life and who they're going to vote for. And I think this is going to surprise a lot of people. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you find any value, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave me a comment. I've been reading all my comments, man. I've gotten to some really thoughtful communication with a lot of you all. You don't have to agree with me. It's okay. I think we need more healthy communication. I think we need to bridge that gap. And the way that we bridge that gap is by explaining our differences in a thoughtful, healthy manner. And that's what I try to do. I love everyone. I will be voting for former President Donald Trump. But that's not to say that I feel like anyone is wrong and whatever they feel, what am I trying to say? Guys, let's get into it.
Boys and girls, men and women, welcome back to the channel. My name's Snooge. Now we are in a very prestigious location. There's a lot of rich folks walking around, a lot of millionaires. This video is going to be special. Today we're going to ask these.
What do we think? Do we think that the majority, now this is in California, the majority of people are going to be voting for former President Donald Trump or Vice President Kamala Harris? This is very interesting, guys. I will say I watched the first one. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but after I saw the first one, I said, you know what, let me pause it. Let's go ahead and get a reaction off of this and see how far it goes. So let's get into it.
Rich folks, the same, the usual. How much money do they make? What do they do for work? And who are they voting for President of the United States of America? Who are you guys voting for? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get this video started. I'm Snooge. What's your name?
Paul.
Paul, nice to meet you. What do you do for a living?
I own a packaging company.
You own a packaging company? How long you been doing that for?
40 years.
40 years? You like it?
Yeah, 40 years.
What's the most money you made in a single year? Would you say over 10 mil?
No.
No?
We're not that big.
Right, 5 mil?
Yeah.
5 mil? Okay. How does one get into your position to make that type of money, own a packaging company? How did you start off?
Spent 7 years in consumer sales. Was involved in, they were consumer goods companies.
Okay.
And I ended up, I worked for companies that turned people over, created a lot of opportunity. I worked my way up at a young age and got in a pretty responsible position. And then I made a big life.
It's that infantry mindset. Worked his way up. Started from the ground up. Looks like he met some connections, got to learn the business. And look where he's at now, man. 40 years later, over $5 million in gross sales, it looks like he said, or $5 million in profits, however he wants to kind of term it. But, he's got an infantry mindset. That's what I want to establish in my kids. And that's really what I think that everyone has. They just have to pull it out where we don't make excuses. We just do it. And this is a great example of someone that did that in life, and it looks like he's reaping the rewards now. So shout out to him.
I've turned and started this.
Who are you voting for?
I'm voting for Trump.
Why Trump? So the people can understand.
I'm voting for Trump because I think he gives us the best chance to straighten out our economy and the mindset we have in the country right now.
And any last words of inspiration to the aspiring entrepreneur?
Be honest. Give your customers more than they want.
That's a good one.
And just stay on it. Don't quit. Don't ever quit.
Great advice. Give your customers more than they want and don't quit. Never give up. I could start ranting right now, but the big thing they teach us, especially in the infantry world, when you're going through all the schooling, Ranger school, and, it's just you don't quit. They just want to see that you're willing to do whatever it takes and you're not going to quit. Shout out to this guy for not being scared to say former President Donald Trump in California. I think that is a very courageous man there, because I believe the majority of people are just scared to voice their opinion if they feel like it's against what society wants them to believe. So kudos to this guy, and looks like he's a hard worker. He's got that infantry mindset, so definitely somebody that I could look up to, because at the end of the day, man, I would love to finish my life and be at a very successful level now out of the military, and be able to teach my kids how to have that mindset where they're not going to let any obstacles get in their way. So shout out to him. All right, let's get into it.
Don't quit. Just stay up focused and keep your eyes open. Think on your feet. Look for new opportunities. And when you see them, grab them.
What's up? What's your name?
Brody, what up?
I'm Snooch. What's your name?
Snooch Brody.
Brody. I thought you were saying Brody. What up?
No,
okay,
man,
for sure.
Brody, yeah.
Okay, that's cool, bro. For real? That's your name? Okay. What do you do for a living, Brody?
We have a hemp cannabis business. I'm commercial real estate. I have an office right over here.
Okay.
Cushman and Wakefield.
Okay.
And then, we flip homes in Detroit.
I thought he was gonna say he was a bodybuilder. I mean, maybe not a bodybuilder, but definitely a fitness instructor. Looking at the guys, got it. Hey guys, I will tell you, the man that you see in front of you now. Now I'm not a slouch, right? I'm not a slouch, but I used to be an action figure in the military, man. In my heyday, man, I was an action figure. I need to get back to it. I don't lift heavy anymore. I do a lot of calisthenics, pull-ups, push-ups, a lot of body weight activities. But I look at this guy. Yeah, he's definitely putting a lot of time in at the gym. I'm surprised he's not some type of a gym instructor.
Detroit, and then we also acquire homes for rentals.
What was your best year in terms of revenue with everything combined?
Probably in total revenue between all the businesses, we're at like a 2.5 million.
Nice. Now, how does one get to the point where you're at right now?
I think it's just start things. You gotta start stuff. You gotta run it and then see if it works. If you like it, if you don't like it, and then do it again. Iterate.
That sounds like to me that you need to do whatever it takes and understand you're going to fail, but eventually you're going to hit what you want to hit. Just keep running. That's great advice, because I think that in life we tend to only do the things that we're comfortable with. And I started this YouTube journey 29 days ago, I believe. I started out with 0 subscribers. Less than a month later, I've got 144 people strong right now. And man, that's unbelievable, because I will tell you, I started out really not knowing anything about technology. I didn't know how to work any of this stuff. You see some of my first videos, I literally was in a 1-bedroom apartment. At this time, I was away from my family for work, and I would just cut the camera on and just record. You just do it. And eventually it sticks, it works, you understand more, but you don't hesitate. And that's the biggest thing that I think this guy is kind of preaching. So shout out to him for giving some really good advice.
And like what you start with is usually not what you're going to end with, right? It might be a completely different field, completely different project, but yeah, it's just doing it.
What did you do to get to this position?
I mean,
in a nutshell.
I started training people, right? Okay. So personal training, and then like went from doing that to opening up a CBD business.
All right, so he was a trainer. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of obvious. So I guess I was right a little bit. He's not training anymore, but you could tell that he was doing some personal training there.
Started doing that. We did that online. We did it with influencers. First month we launched, we made...
So the training funded the CBD business?
It did.
Okay.
And then the CBD business kind of just rolled into other things, and then we got acquired.
Last question. Who are you voting for?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
If you had to pick.
If I had to pick...
Yeah, see, that's a former President Donald Trump vote right there. I mean, that's typical America right now. Man, I can't tell you that. Man, if you twist my arm, if you tell me I'm going to die tomorrow, unless I tell you something, well, I'll tell you the truth. But until then, I don't really want to get into it. All right, let's hear him finish up.
I think I'd probably do JFK just because he's an interesting party.
That's a lie.
I think Trump would help with business, but also...
There it is right there. There it is right there, y'all. He's a businessman. He's told you he has several businesses. He brought up JFK. He wasn't confident about that. He said, man, I don't know. but he just told you how he really feels. He just told you how he really feels. Man, I haven't watched this yet, but I'm telling you now, I already knew this guy was voting for Trump as soon as he answered the question the way he said it.
He's chaos. And then, I mean, Biden's out, Kamala Harris. Not really my vibe, but I would do JFK.
Any last words of inspiration to the aspiring entrepreneur out there that wants to be in your shoes one day?
Yeah, just do it. Go. Don't be scared. Fear is what holds you back.
Just do it. Don't make excuses. Just do it. That's 2 for Trump right now. Let's get into it.
If you just go, then like it's gonna work out. Sometimes you fail, but if you don't fail, you can't succeed.
All right, boys and girls, we are live with, what's your name, sir? Armand.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Okay. I actually know this guy, but I just ran into him right now. Very successful human being. What do you do for a living?
I'm a personal trainer. I'm the owner of Self-Made Training Facility Costa Mesa, and I just started my own apparel company.
Oh, what? So you do a lot of things, huh?
Yeah, I do a couple of things.
So personal trainer, and you own the gym that you personal train at?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, my second home.
How long you been doing it for? Like everything?
Personal training, probably 10 years. It's only the second job I had. I used to be a pizza boy. I had that job for a while, and then I just graduated to personal training and chasing the career that I loved. And then, yeah, it's been 10 years, and I've been owning the gym for about 1.5 years now.
What was like your guys' best year?
Well-
Everything combined.
Well, every trainer at our gym, they make around 20K a month, different than what you're used to seeing at commercial gyms, but the business.
It sounds like if I'm a personal trainer, that sounds like a place I want to work. 20,000 a month. So he must be. This is top end clients. This is probably athletes or very wealthy people. But shout out to him. It looks like he grinded from the way up, from down. From what am I trying to say? He. I don't know, man. He worked hard. Infantry mindset. There we go. Looks like he's got an infantry mindset.
Business is a 7-figure business.
Okay. Now, how does one get to that position to, be an owner of a gym like that produces those type of results? How did you get to that position?
Well, I had a coach, and when I started to get trained by him, because I was in the sport of bodybuilding, I realized this is something that I love doing. And I began personal training at Gold's Gym. Okay. I worked my way up there. I had a reputation there. I had many transformations. And again, loved what I do, and people saw that. And then COVID happened, and it was a blessing in disguise, and it helped me migrate into being an independent trainer. That's where I got pushed to self-made. I found the gym where you could train privately, and the clients that I was working with, they wanted to come with me. So I started training there. Then I worked my way up, meeting tons of different people, getting tons of referrals. That's where I met my business partner, Chris. And he's a client of mine and a good friend. And he, asked if, the gym was selling their business. And he asked me, hey, find out if the gym is selling. And if they are, I'll go in on it with you. And
What the?
Yeah, so
that's how you found your partnership right there.
Yeah, so it was a client of mine who saw that I really loved what I was doing and knew what I was doing, and he went on it with me, and from there we just, bought the gym. So if you guys are in the area of Newport, Costa Mesa, and you're an independent trainer, just wanted to add that in. I'm always welcoming new trainers who want to really make the big bucks and change people's lives.
You're hiring.
We don't hire, but we take on independent contractors. You're your own boss. You get the keys to the gym, do what you want, train whatever you want, charge what you want. But if you're looking to make some big bucks, DM me.
This is why you guys follow Snooze Knows. You get the connects right here.
Yeah.
For free. Who are you voting for the president of the United States of America?
Okay. Look, the thing is, I don't follow politics, nor do I.
See, there we go. That's a vote for former President Donald Trump. Hey, I can be wrong with this. That's why I'm telling you ahead of time. But whenever someone answers a question like that in this day and time, it's because they are trying to, preface? They're trying to preface why they're going to say what they're going to say instead of just saying it. Because it's not that they're ashamed. They just don't want to be labeled a certain way. And we have gotten so stifled where our communication is broken down so much where if you believe anything outside of what you believe, mainstream America wants you to believe, then you're somehow labeled the wrong way. So I don't care what this guy says. This is a vote for former President Donald Trump. So we got 3 for Trump right now.
Do I know what's really going on behind the scenes? That's why I really don't know who to vote for.
That's fair.
I think it's a very, at least for me, it's a very toxic scene to get into. I just kind of go based off of
Look at all the explaining that he's doing. I hope he answers. All this explaining is leading up to something.
what's under me and what I'm doing at the moment. I'm a person of creating things, and I want to chase my own ambitions, and politics, unfortunately, is not my avenue. I really don't know who to vote for. That's my true answer.
But if you had to truly pick right
I
now,
had to truly pick. I mean,
you don't know.
I don't know. If Trump was really helping our economy,
There it is. There it is. You had to twist his arm, put him in a blender. But if you truly had to pick right now, just tell us how you feel. And he's got to preface it again. If Trump was helping our economy, you don't even say that unless you're voting for Trump. Again, guys, it's so clear how everyone is being funneled and how people feel. Right now, I'm betting at 100%. I knew he was going to vote for Trump.
back then, and if I was following it, I would say, okay, Trump. Now, Kamala, I don't really know too much about her, but it's someone who's different, so why don't we give her a shot too? Like, I really don't know who to vote for.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
What do you do for work?
I'm in the jewelry business in Houston, Texas. We got a few shops around Houston.
Shout out to Texas, great state of Texas, Houston. Haven't been to Houston, but I'm sure it's a lovely place to be. Very God-fearing state down here. I almost feel like Texas is its own country. God family country is what we believe down here. I can tell you right now, without even hearing this gentleman talk, he's voting for former President Donald Trump. Let's see if I'm wrong.
Supreme Jewelers.
Okay.
We just opened up in Dallas last week.
Okay.
So Parks Mall, Arlington. Shout out Dallas. My boy Riz over there. Instagram Supreme_Jewelers.
So you own this jewelry shop?
Correct, yes.
And you have 2 of them?
We have 6 locations total.
What's the most money you made in a single year?
We've crossed 8 figures.
8 figures.
Yeah,
Wow.
we've crossed 8
That's
figures.
really real deal, huh?
Yeah.
Now, how does one get into your position? Open that many jewelry shops,
Yeah.
make 8 figures.
Yeah.
What was the first step?
I got into the game. I worked for somebody, learned the craft, learned the game.
Okay.
Started
Because
off
are you
small.
young, or how old are you?
28.
28. Okay.
Yeah,
So you're pretty young.
Yeah.
28 years old, 8 figures he's made. Started out really young, learned the game. I'm interested. He's got an infantry mindset for sure.
So learned the game, learned the business, 4 or 5 years, started my own little shop,
Okay.
built it up, reinvested everything, built a good team around me, you know?
Yeah.
And that's all it is, man.
So how did you get your foot in that door, though? Because
I started working. I worked for somebody. Yeah, I went and got a job.
it was just like random person, or
Random, I walked inside a mall, in Sugar Land, Texas, and I was like, hey, I'm looking for a job. He hired me. It was Christmas time, and that's it.
That's crazy. Are you
Yeah.
able to say what shop it was?
It was, it's no longer available.
What was it called back
It was
then?
called KK Jewelers.
KK Jewelers.
Yeah.
So you went to KK Jewelers as a young
Yeah.
kid, worked there for 5 years,
Yeah.
learned the ropes, and then you're like, it's time.
Yeah, for sure.
And then from there, it's like you started at 6.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Congrats on your success.
Thank you.
Now, last question.
Yeah,
Who are you voting for?
Trump all the way, man.
Why?
Didn't even second guess, guys. All right, I'm batting at 100%. I didn't even have to second guess right there. The man is from the great state of Texas, former President Donald Trump. Let's get into it. Let's see if he has to say anything about it.
Why Trump? For the people, so they can understand.
Trump's good for business. He's good. He has good tax ideas. His tax reforms ending 2025. So I'd hate to see what the Democrats haven't planned to do once his policy ends. We were just living in a much better America the 4 years we were with him, and
everyone says you have to be some type of racist white person to vote for, former President Donald Trump. And here we can see we've got a man of color, right? I don't know his ethnicity, but it sounds like he is very clear in his opinion on why. And it's not because former President Donald Trump is racist and is trying to put everybody back in slavery, but because he believes that former President Donald Trump is going to push the country forward and be good for business. And I think that this is so under advertised, and the media doesn't cover regular people that have these views that are very similar to myself, because it's not the popular opinion, or it's not following the specific agenda that they want to follow. So shout out to this man for just being real about his opinion, and shout out for him for doing business in the great state of Texas.
I feel like we just need a good dramatic change to bring us back into, the powerhouse that America is.
What's your name?
Rick.
Rick?
Hi, I'm Melody.
I'm Melody.
Hi.
Nice to meet you guys. What do you both do for work?
I'm a sales manager
Okay.
Yeah.
For where?
for Brighton Collectibles.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How about you?
Retired.
Retired. What do you do when you weren't retired?
Finance and accounting and entertainment.
Oh, really? Okay.
What do you think, guys? Former President Donald Trump or Vice President Kamala Harris? This is the first female that he's talked to so far. I think it could go either way. I think the gentleman could be leaning towards former President Donald Trump. I don't think either she's not going to say, if she doesn't say she's voting for former President Donald Trump, but I would be leaning towards Vice President Kamala Harris if I just had to. And that's just stating the obvious. I mean, it just, a female of color, I think there's some motivation, for her voting for Vice President Kamala Harris. Let's see what she has to say.
What are you able to say? The company or?
A lot of them. Sony Pictures, MGM, Lionsgate.
Oh, dang. So he was in it, huh? He was in it. Okay. First, what was both of your guys' best years individually, financially?
Just under 6 figures.
Just under 6, and then how about you? 6 figures? Okay. Now, how does one get into your shoes or your position?
Gotta love people, and just really, it's just being a people person. I waitressed, and then I went to college, of course, and had different jobs. But I think just the love of people, and then started at one job and transitioned into another retail job, and then ultimately took on management skills.
So it was kind of like work your way up.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about you? Because you were saying Sony and whatnot. How did you even get into that?
I just fell into it pretty early on in my career, and
How did you just fall into it though? People want to know,
well, good question. I was actually working as an assistant controller for a parking lot management company when one of the secretaries in the office had a daughter who worked at MGM, and they told me they were hiring accountants. And
So that's how it started. Being at the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
All right. So last
Right
question.
people.
Yeah, right people too. Last question. Who are you guys voting for?
Kamala!
Okay. You?
Yeah. Shout out to her for just being very direct, no hesitation. Kamala, no hesitation, no disrespect in her opinion. Let's hear why she's saying that.
What's the reason for the people to understand?
She's qualified, she's been there. She's had a lot of wealth of experience. It doesn't hurt that, forget about the fact that she's a woman, forget about the fact that she's black. She's just very skilled, she's experienced.
Did y'all catch that? She said it doesn't hurt, and she was going to say it doesn't hurt that she's black and that she's a female, but she caught herself and says it doesn't hurt, it has nothing to do with. Let's listen to this again.
Okay. You? What's the reason for the people to understand?
She's qualified, she's been there. She's had a lot of wealth of experience. It doesn't hurt that, forget about the fact that she's a woman, forget about the fact that she's black. She's just very skilled, she's experienced, and she deserves the.
Guys, I'm not putting words in her mouth. It doesn't hurt. I can't say that. Well, forget about the fact that she's black. Forget about the fact that she's a female. She's just qualified. This is the scary part, because I don't think that we realize how powerful our vote is and how much it matters. And shout out to this young woman. No disrespect to her whatsoever. Her opinion is her opinion, and I respect it. I would only ask that, when we decide to make that opinion and that suggestion, that we have some real material, some real educated information that will allow us to make that decision and not just vote based off of what she just said. And she kind of covered it up. And everyone is, I mean, it's very, very hard to not be biased. Guys, I voted for Obama. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm proud to say it. First black president. There was a passion that he brought in that I felt like with his communication, he was going to be able to bring the two sides together, and we were going to push the country forward. And I felt like at the time, if anyone could do it, I felt like that man could take everyone on one side, everyone on the other side, get them in a room, let them know, hey, we want to make the country great, our country great. And I felt like he could do it. And so what I'm saying is I respect it a lot more for her to say, you know what, she's the first black female. I think that she can do a good job, and I'm going to vote for her because of that, as opposed to, covering it up and making it sound like it's something that it's not, or that she's voting for a different reason. That's the only reason. That's the only thing I'm trying to say here, guys, is that we not only need to communicate more, we just need to be real about why we're making the decisions we're making. All right, let's get into it.
The opportunity.
For sure. How about you?
Yeah, I just feel the same way. I just can't vote for Trump
Yeah. Why can't you vote for Trump?
because I just don't think he's the right person to serve in that office.
Got you.
Lacks integrity, lacks the values that I hold dearly to me, and you want someone in office who you can trust and who you can believe in, and I just don't believe he will serve the country well.
What do you?
Does anyone think that Vice President Kamala Harris is someone that you can trust, that has lots of integrity, that is very trustworthy? And if so, I would love to hear your views and opinions on why you feel like that is the case. I would love to hear, because maybe I haven't done my research, but man, I just haven't seen a lot. I've seen a lot of conflicting views and conflicting things that she said over the years. And I haven't seen that with former President Donald Trump. So I feel like she's more of a pleaser. And again, for me, I want someone that's going to be direct. I want someone that's going to tell me whether I like it or not, how they feel about the situation, and then I can judge them for that. Not just say whatever they want to me and say the next thing to someone else because they want to please both of us. That's just kind of my opinion on it. So let's see what this gentleman has to say.
You do for work?
I work for a bank.
Okay. Yeah. What's your position there?
A private banker.
Okay. How long you been doing it for?
14 years.
14 years. You like it?
Yeah, obviously.
How much can one make per year doing that?
250.
250?
Yeah.
Okay. How does one get there to your position? School or just like entry level job somewhere?
School and kind of work your way up from there.
You did school?
Yeah, I went to school. I got my degree in finance.
Okay, so you got your degree in finance and then you applied where?
My first job was with Merrill Lynch.
There you go. Okay,
financial
so Merrill Lynch.
Advisor. Yeah.
Okay, and then that's how you worked your way up.
Uh-huh.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
Last question.
Sure.
Who are you voting for? No wrong answer here.
I know. It's no wrong answer. I only have one default.
So just by him not saying anything right there, that makes me believe that he's voting for former President Donald Trump, because I feel like if it was Vice President Kamala Harris, he would have said it very quickly. Because again, I think as a man of color, it's something that you have to worry about saying without people judging you. But let's hear what he has to say.
It's Kamala.
Why Kamala?
No other.
I was wrong. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that's how you worked your way up.
Uh-huh.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
Last question.
Sure.
Who are you voting for? No wrong answer here.
I know. It's no wrong answer. I only have one default. It's Kamala.
Why Kamala?
No other better alternative. I hate to say that.
What's the reasoning, just so people can understand?
Well, it's just that I think we're faced with, how do you say this, two stones that are not the best for everyone. So at this point, you got to take the one that you think is going to do the best and do the least amount of harm. I don't know. I don't think if she was running, she would have been my first choice. But based against her opponent.
You know what? I can respect it. I feel like this gentleman should really look into his decision. But he's basically saying, hey, I don't like either one. I feel like she's the lesser of two evils, and for that reason, I'm going to vote for her. And, at least that comes across as being honest. And I feel like he's being honest in what he's saying. So I can respect it.
And what I believe going forward, she's got to be it.
So if Biden didn't drop out, would you have stuck with Biden? Or no? Who would you vote for if it wasn't?
It would have been someone independent.
Gotcha.
I'm glad he stepped down.
For sure. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thing.
What do you do for a living?
Retired for 12 years.
12 years. How's retirement going?
Very nice.
What do you do when you weren't retired?
I worked for a company for 37 years that was a manufacturer of valves for water systems.
Okay, what was your position there?
I was the president of the company.
Oh, okay. What's the most amount of money you made in a single year? Best year.
So the company made millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
It's a good company.
How about you? Profit.
I did okay.
How does one get to?
Yeah, this guy's old school, so you can tell he doesn't talk about money publicly. He probably doesn't talk about his views, especially to a man of color. But I can already tell just by listening to him, he's voting for former President Donald Trump. That's just me, just kind of doing a quick eval on him. But let's see what he has to say.
Your shoes, become the president of a company like that. Did you have to go to school? Did you have to start working at a company at an entry level? What did you do?
I started at an entry level and worked my way up.
Okay. Are you able to say the company name?
Yeah. The company was called Valve and Primer.
Okay.
It's no longer in existence. It was sold when I retired to a larger company. So.
What is one company someone can apply to now that's similar to that one?
A company called Zurich Valves.
Zurich Valves.
They're the ones that bought our company.
Okay, so Zurich Valves. And last question, who are you going to vote for?
I don't know.
There's no wrong answer.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't respect it. I mean, man, this guy, I can't say I don't respect it, so I apologize for that. I think that he is like a lot of America right now and just doesn't want to express his real opinion.
I'm apolitical.
Oh, okay. Take care, man. What do you do for work?
I'm in high tech.
High tech. What position?
Run sales for a software company.
Okay, how long you been doing that for?
About 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so like you run it? Like you're
run the region, the Western U.S.
Okay. Now how much can one make in that position best year?
You can make $500,000.
$500,000. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Now, how does one get into that position? What did you do?
It was an evolution.
Really?
Just as technology evolves, I just evolved with it.
Okay.
So internship with
After college or?
yeah.
So you have your degree?
I do.
Okay, so you have your degree in?
IT. Yeah, just I got a sales job with a tech company based out of Boston. Internship, and did well with them. And yeah, you just graduate through the industry. You put about 4 or 5 years into each company.
Yeah.
As you continue to evolve yourself.
Yeah.
And I found myself where I'm at today.
Yeah, I love that. It was just like a stepping stone each way.
Absolutely.
Last question. Who are you voting for?
I'll keep that one to myself.
Okay.
But
Yeah, see, he's voting for former President Donald Trump. I don't care what he says. Again, this is the normal reaction now with America. You can't say how you really feel if you feel like you're going against the grain.
Who are your top two? That's a better question.
I only have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a guy?
I'll just put it. I'll just put it this way. I believe in capitalism.
Oh, okay. I know who it is. How you doing? I'm Snooge. What's your name?
I'm Stephanie.
Nice to meet you, Stephanie. What do you do for a living?
I am an elementary school assistant principal.
Oh, okay. How long you been?
Shout out to all the teachers out there working hard to build up our youth. Much respect to you all.
Doing that for?
This is my 5th year.
5th year.
Been in
Okay.
education for 25.
Okay. Now, how much can one?
25 years, man. Much respect to you. That is awesome. That is amazing. Another really underappreciated industry. I've said that over and over. We don't thank our teachers enough for the sacrifice that they give to teach our kids and give our kids the building blocks in this learning process we call life. So shout out to her.
Make per year doing that? It doesn't have to be you exactly, but in your position.
In school administration, they can make 6 figures.
6 figures.
but
Okay, cool.
You have to get continuate education.
Got
so.
you.
Wow, listen to that. You can work your entire life, 25 years, with continuing education. I'm assuming that means a master's degree, and you can make up to $100,000 or in the range 6 figures somewhere. Just shows you the sacrifice and how underappreciated the education industry as a whole is. Wow, that's amazing. Shout out to her again.
And okay, so do you have so you need a bachelor,
A master's
to
be an administrator.
Got you. So once you get your master's, is it applying for any school, or how does it work exactly?
So a school administrator starts off as a teacher. So you can be a high school teacher, elementary, middle school.
Is that how you started?
I did.
Okay,
Started as
teacher
an
first.
elementary teacher, and I then went on to be a school counselor for 15 years. And then that also required a master's degree.
Got you. Okay.
And then I went into school leadership, and that's where I had to get another credential from the state of California.
Okay.
And then you can just, sky's the limit.
Yeah,
You can do a
now
lot of
you're-
different things
yeah,
in leadership.
yeah. Okay, cool. Now, last question.
Sure.
Who are you going to vote for?
Oh,
It doesn't,
never disclose that information.
because you're in the school system. I get it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna give her a pass. I think that, especially being in California, I think that could get her in a lot of trouble. But I will say, and just listening to her saying she's gonna pass, I don't know how it works, and that's why I'm gonna give her a pass. But I would think that if she was voting for Vice President Kamala Harris in California, as liberal as we tend to think California is, she wouldn't be scared of getting in trouble. This could be a vote for Trump right here. I'm going to say liberal, but if I had to guess, I would say that type of response means former President Donald Trump.
Even if you.
Diplomatic.
Yeah. Okay. No, I respect it.
Bipartisan. Yeah.
Yeah. I know you have someone in mind. You want to
I really want to play out. I want to play out and see what this.
Yeah. See, this is a get your words right. I'm sorry. This is a vote for former President Donald Trump. I really want to see it play out. That's not a Vice President Kamala Harris vote right there.
I'm not going to force you though. Hi, how you doing, sir? I'm Snooge. What's your name?
Adrian,
Adrian. What do you do for work?
hairdresser,
Hairdresser. How long you been doing that for?
22 years. I
Dressing-
work in Beverly Hills.
Okay, you work in Beverly Hills. What's the most money you made in a single year? Best year?
250.
$250. That's pretty damn good.
$250,000 as a hairdresser in Beverly Hills, and you can work 25 years as a teacher, and as an administrator, you can make up to 6 figures. It just shows you the imbalance that we currently have. It's just crazy.
Really good, actually. Now, how does one get to your position, make that kind of money as a hairdresser? Is it being in the right place, right time, or what did you do exactly?
I think it's training in the right place at the right time.
Okay, so training
And where you work at. Where you
Okay.
can charge the higher prices.
Got you. So it has to be a prestige location for that to happen. Okay. Last question. Who are you voting for?
Still indecisive. I don't
Still
know.
indecisive.
I don't want to.
Still indecisive. He was about to say, I don't want to either. I'm going to tell you, I'll vote. I'll make that neutral, but I think this is a vote for former President Donald Trump. I know you guys are going to watch this and say, man, dude, you're so biased. But I'm just telling you, this type of reaction, I see it in everyday life. It is because people are scared to give you their opinion when it goes against what they feel like everyone wants them to say.
Either.
If you had to. Like leaning towards a little bit
Still have. I honestly
Trump, Kamala. If you had to pick 500,000 right now.
I'd say probably Trump.
How you doing, sir?
I knew it. Look at that. Look how he had to pull his teeth to get it out. It's okay. It's okay to say Trump. Trump, Harris, 500,000 right now. What would you do? You're pulling me, man. I really don't want to tell you, but okay, Trump. I knew it. This is the problem right now. This is the issue. We need to fix this. We need to communicate. We need to get our word out there. There's so many of us that I feel like we don't even realize how large of a community we have. with wanting change and feeling like former President Donald Trump can give it to us. All right, let's hear what this guy has to say.
Snooge.
What's up, Snooge?
What's your name?
Khaled.
Khaled. Nice to meet you. Like DJ Khaled?
Like DJ Khaled.
DJ
but
Khaled.
Fat and ugly.
In shape?
Yeah, in shape.
I feel it. Now, what do you do for work?
I work for an investment firm.
Okay. How long you been doing that for?
8 years.
8 years. You like it?
Sometimes.
What's your position there?
I manage advisors.
Okay. Now, what's the most amount of money you made in a single year? Best year?
250 to 350.
Okay, nice. Now, how does one get into your position? Is it joining the right company, or what did you do exactly?
Joining the right company, wanting to help people, of course.
What company, are you able to say the company you joined?
I prefer not to.
Okay, not to. Keep it private.
Yeah.
Okay.
But any investment firm.
Investment firm,
Yeah.
so people can look it up,
Any
join
big
it.
investment firm.
No degree?
You don't have to have a degree to start off. No, you just gotta
Any
get
knowledge?
most places will license you.
Okay.
You gotta get some licenses, Series 7 and 66.
Okay, gotcha.
So most of them will license
Take
you.
notes, guys. Now, last question.
Sure.
Who are you going to vote for if you had to pick?
Jill Stein.
Why?
She's the only human amongst the bunch.
What do you do for a living?
That was a vote for former President Donald Trump, guys. I'll call that one neutral again, but that type of response, that's a vote for former President Donald Trump. We're in California right now, and it doesn't look like the most conservative place, if there is even a place that exists in California that's like that. And he was pretty apparent that's a Donald Trump vote.
A federal background investigator.
Oh, really? How long you been doing that for?
7 years.
How much can one make in that position per year?
Up to 6 figures.
6 figures, okay. Now, how does one get into that position? You have to go to school, or?
You do not need to go to school, believe it or not. Just Google federal background investigators.
Google it, guys.
There's a lot.
This is a guy that does all of our clearances. Yeah, he's the one that sits behind the desk probably and researches, make sure that we haven't done anything sketchy in the past that's going to prevent us from getting access to certain things. So I didn't realize they made so much money, but it makes sense though.
A lot of different companies, Peraton, Khaki, and go through their website.
I don't think this guy is going to say former President Donald Trump because he's currently a federal background investigator. I don't know. It shouldn't play a role. He should be able to say what he wants, but let's hear what he has to say.
And look for investigators, and
that's how you did it.
That's how I did it. I had a career before this and retired and started a new career.
Oh, wait, so what were you doing before?
I was a correctional counselor for a state prison system.
Oh, shoot. Okay, so you kind of kept it in the same thing. Okay, now, last question. Who are you voting for?
I am voting for Donald Trump.
Okay, why?
Let's go. Man, hey, look at this fine gentleman right here. Not because he said Donald Trump, because he didn't hesitate and he said what he felt. Man, I didn't think he was going to say it. Another one for former President Donald Trump.
I just believe in conservative policies, and I thought life was a lot better under this presidency. A lot of people disagree, but that's the way I feel.
How you doing, sir? I'm Snooge. What's your name?
It could be just that simple. Shout out to that man for just, saying how he felt.
Mike, what's up, Snooge?
What do you do for a living?
I produce TV.
Really?
Yeah.
For how long? How many years? Many years?
20 years.
What are some of the stuff that you produce? Shows, TVs, what is it?
I've
Movies?
got a show on Apple TV. I got a show on Fox Soul called Before the Fame with Mike Sherman. I sit down with celebrities, talk about how they became famous.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, what's the most money you made in a single year?
From television or from other stuff?
Everything combined, just like your best year.
I probably made about $500,000.
$500,000? Okay. Now, how does one get into your shoes? If I want to be a producer like you, make that kind of money.
Just hustle, man.
Hustle.
Just don't take no for an answer.
Just
go work for some guy who's for an non-commodity and just say, I'll work for free.
Is that what you did?
Yeah. Just
how do you find that?
Look at that infantry mindset right there. Just go find somebody that's doing really good in the industry that you want to work in and say, hey, I'll sacrifice my life and work for free just to learn what you know to get where I want to go. That's that infantry mindset right there. Shout out to this man. I don't think being in the industry where he's on TV, he's got to worry about being, blackballed. I'm not sure if he's gonna vote if he's gonna say how he really feels, but we'll get into it. Let's see what he has to say.
That guy.
just word of mouth. Just go online, just look, on different job searches and stuff like that.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, last question.
Yeah.
Who are you voting for?
Who am I voting for? Honestly,
there's no wrong answer.
He's voting for former President Donald Trump. Guys, he had to ask honestly. He had to preface, think about how strong that is. He had to preface, you want the real answer? Honestly? I mean, I could be fake with you and I could tell you what I think you want to hear, but do you want the real answer? Let's hear what he has to say.
Sir,
I'm going for Trump.
Trump.
Yeah.
I knew it. It's so crazy that we're in the world that we're in right now. I knew what he was going to say before he said it, just by saying, honestly, do you truly, really want to know?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because this is the truth. It's not because I like him better than anybody else. I just feel that this country needs somebody that don't take any and won't be pushed around. So I got to go with the guy that I believe that will take this country back to where it belongs.
All right, men and women.
Back to where it belongs, AKA make America great again.
Boys and girls, we asked a bunch of rich folks, millionaires, who they would vote for. Now the question lies in your hands. Who will you vote for? Who will be the next president of the U.S. of A? Let me know in the comments.
Shout out to this man, Snooge, another guy. Man, I'm on YouTube finding new people. Great content creator. Stop calling people YouTubers. He's a great content creator. Check him out. It's SNEWJ. I don't know what his channel is about. I just happened to find this video and I saw it was in California. I said, you know what? It'll be really cool to see how business owners, the wealthy, how they feel being in a liberal state, and if they were going to be honest and say who they wanted to vote for. And I was surprised. Let me know in the comments if you were surprised. Are you surprised that so many random people are saying former President Donald Trump? Do you think it's a coincidence? Do you think that there's a reason why the majority of people, when they had to say former President Donald Trump, they had to pause, make sure it was okay to say it, not really want to hurt anyone's feelings? I think the society we're living in now, it is kind of stifling, those that have conservative values that just believe that there's a different direction that we should go. I hope you found some value in this episode. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. I read all my comments. I've had some really in-depth conversations with some great people here on, and everyone doesn't agree with me, and I think that's okay. Again, I'm pushing for healthy communication. I would love for us to build a platform where it doesn't matter if you're conservative, liberal, it doesn't matter your views and opinions. We can all get together, we can talk about it, and we can move to a common ground, because without being honest with each other and getting everything off our chest and really having thoughtful discussions, I don't think anything changes. If you found any value, please let me know. Again, Infantry Mindset, where we don't make excuses, we just do it. Until the next episode, God bless. Have a good day.
You will feel fatigue. You will feel fear. You will feel happiness. You will feel regret. You will feel sadness. At the end of the day, you will continue to breathe fire. Gonna go. Okay, with that said, you will take the operational instinct, and here's what I tell you to do, and it's almost one of those impossible tasks, but you gotta fight for it every day. You gotta use that operational instinct, and you gotta know what happens before it happens. You gotta stay methodical on the field. You gotta stay clear-headed on the field. You gotta work any resource as required to move like this, move methodical, and ensure you always have mutual support in position to effect the fight and bring fires as required to fucking kill the enemy. Kill the enemy! Kill the enemy! Kill the enemy! Gonna go!